Hey guys, so in this one we are talking about the spread or dispersion of the AR and how crazy this is. I mean, if you look here, I'm aiming at this tiny little dot on the ground, and so far, all my shots have been landing there. And I mean, all I'm doing here is I'm bursting, so I'm shooting and then letting go of the trigger for a little bit and then shooting again. And it's ridiculous how there is no, the only thing that's changing is that after you hold it down for a little bit, it starts to disperse it, or not disperse, but the gun starts to kick enough to that it doesn't always aim at the same spot. But when you let go of the trigger, you aim back at the target. So the more that you press the button, obviously, and this has been shown in other previous videos, not by me but other people, of how ridiculous that the mechanic is. So now here I'm shooting in 15 round bursts. So there's 15 and another 15, and I mean, just look at that. It's crazy right there. And I think one of these next ones I do like 20 round bursts. See, I'm trying to test what the burst length, what's the best burst length. Okay, well, this one here, I just held down the trigger. You can see how much the gun kicks after 30 rounds, which is how the gun should kick just normally, you know? I mean, when you don't ADS, the gun doesn't really seem to have a problem, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't. Oh yeah, this one was, I don't remember what I did that one, but, I mean, a lot of people say that the AR is OP, and that's not right. The AR is a good gun, and I think it should be, but it shouldn't be able to snipe like this. I mean, it shouldn't. Every other AR in any other game has some sort of dispersion mechanic, and I'll show you at the end of the video here, where if you hold down the trigger, it disperses, and if you try and do anything else, I mean, even when you're aiming down the sights, there is some dispersion so that you can't snipe with it at super long ranges like this. And so now what I'm going to be doing is I'll do 30 round bursts and some full automatic things, and just showing you different occasions for the AR at different ranges and how effective it is at these different. So this first one, I'm using just a standard AR. This is 30 to 80 meters, and it's going to be single 30 round bursts. So I'm going to hold the trigger down until I get to 30, or as close to 30 as possible, and then let go. And so that first one almost killed him. This is at 30 rounds. So the second one did almost half to his armor. This is at 60 meters now, and that one almost took down his shields. Again, I mean, just look how many bullets are actually hitting that person before the dispersion or the kick starts to wear in. At about 70 to 80 meters, it seems like the kick actually has some effect, because the person is so tiny on the screen that it becomes really hard to actually hit them, which is good, but it should be a little bit different. So this is a standard AR at 30 to 50 meters with continuous fire. So basically I'm holding down the trigger until it either kills him or until the dispersion lifts my gun up far enough where I can't hit him anymore. So the first one actually killed him because I got a headshot. The second one, the dispersion, or not dispersion, but the kick starts raising my gun up higher enough so that it stops doing damage to them because I'm not aiming at them anymore. So now I'm going to do a multiple 30 round burst with that same 50 meters that I just showed you to show you how the gun resets back to the position of the person. So, and then I'm able to kill him with the second 30 round burst. And you saw before that if I held down the trigger, obviously he wouldn't have died. Now this is with the Proto AR, and I'm doing single 30 round bursts. I don't think I did an 80 meter one, but we'll see. Okay, so this one's, the first one kills him. That should be obvious. I mean, if you ever run into a Divoli, that's pretty much what happens at 30 meters. 50 meters, it's almost the same thing. Did a lot of damage there. 60 meters here, and he took down his shields and a little bit of his armor. 70 meters, again, we're having that dispersion, or not kick, that kick problem, where the kick is kind of moving side to side, and he's such a small dot on the screen that it's hard to get that proper. And then Proto AR, so 50 to 70 meters, and this time I'm just holding down the button, again, like I did last time. So at 50 meters, I think the Divoli is actually powerful enough to kill him. Yeah, he killed him. And then at 60 meters, did quite a bit of damage, but then the kick obviously raised the gun up high enough where it stopped doing damage. 70 meters. Yeah, the only reason I didn't do 80 meters is because at this point I wasn't doing enough damage to even break his shield, so it didn't really seem like a good idea to do 80. Okay, now we're doing multiple 30-round bursts. So again, just trying to see if we can actually kill him at different ranges using multiple bursts to reset that position. So that time, again, killed him pretty easily. At 60 meters. I think this one almost killed him. If I had let go of the gun a little bit earlier, if I had done like a 15-round burst, that would have for sure killed him at 60 meters. 70 meters. Now this time, I mean, the efficiency rate is only 35%, so I'm starting to do a little, a lot less damage, but you can still see that if I just used another clip on the guy, or if that guy had already been at half health, I would have easily killed him. And then Proto-AR, 70 to 80 meters. So now I'm going to do 15 round bursts instead of 30 to see if the little bit extra accuracy that I get is actually going to do more damage. And in fact, it does a little bit more damage, but the 30 round bursts were doing just about the same amount of damage. So, I mean, you don't have to do these 15 round bursts. And then 80 meters, it really shows you that you can kill people at this distance. It's not that hard to do. Okay, so what about other games? Well, this is Resistance 2, and I'm showing you right now. I'm not aiming down the sights. I am simply just shooting, and then this one I'm aiming down the sights. And I don't know if Resistance 2 is the best example of this, but it shows, I mean, look at that. The non-aiming down sights versus the aiming down sights is almost the same. I mean, there's really not that much dispersion difference between the two. And that's what I feel like Dust is lacking, because it doesn't, I mean, when you're aiming down the sights, you're almost like a sniper. I mean, just looking at this, like, that's how the AR should work. So that if you're at close range, it kills the person really easily, but if you're at long range, you can't snipe with the weapon. I mean, this is how almost every AR in any game, from Halo to Call of Duty to Battlefield to Resistance, and it's ridiculous. And this is another automatic high fire rate. Again, not aiming down the sights on this one. And then I aim down the sights here. And there is an increased accuracy, you can easily tell that, but there's still a lot of randomness, a lot of dispersion that's going around there. And in this game, I don't think there's much kick with the weapon. I mean, it's not like it's raising up or anything. You can see easily there, long distance shots. I mean, they're going in one direction, but there's a lot of randomness, even when I'm bursting it. And here, I'm doing single shots, right? And they're still kind of like going in random directions every time. It's not like every time that I shoot, it's going in, it's hitting that one target. And this time, I'm actually aiming at the yellow dot over there. And you can easily see how the dispersion is affecting that. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this proves to you that the AR has some problems, and hopefully you'll read my forum post about this and see that really there is a problem with the AR, and we need to do something about it. Alright, thanks, bye.